Hey Bunkies, this is the second part of a two-part episode. If you missed the first part, look in your feed. It's already there. Enjoy the show.
So the mom tells her, I like Josh, and I feel like he's made you more stable. And you see Katie's face is like, ew, stable? That's like the opposite of what I want to be. And the mom says, he's really good for you. And Catie says, yeah, I know he's good for me. Again, is Catie good for Josh, though? Like, yeah, what is Josh getting out of it?
It's really like, please marry him and get off our payroll and go with this man who will take care of you. Yeah, exactly.
Get him, and maybe he'll make you a better person. No, again, no one's worried about what's better for Josh. But Josh needs to be. He's a grown man, and he doesn't seem to be. He's enabling this sort of thing. So the mom says, Catie, your behavior has to change, and you have to keep putting in the work to change. And Catie tells us, everyone's been telling me the same thing. I need to control my drinking, and I need to treat Josh better. And now my mom is saying the same thing. It's so many changes in a short time, and I don't know if I can.
Hasn't she been dating him like 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I don't think you want to. I think she has the ick from him, and she doesn't respect him. And I think she wants him to stop being polite and start getting real and put his foot down. I think it's like a Paolo and Russ situation. And she's like, be a man and put me in my place.
Yeah.
Because I am cuckolding you all over town. And you're embarrassing yourself. So and
Marissa might want that from Edward as well.
She does. She totally does. There's a lot of gender politics happening on this show and Last Resort. Yeah.
Well, speaking of people going to church, let's go to Shea and Annabelle. So we open up with the day after his 55th birthday party, where he's still in the bed in his first
55. He's only 55. Can't get over it.
Not great.
That's a rough 55.
And he's like, oh, babe, I feel so rough. She goes, you feel rough because you're still drunk. And he's like, oh. So we're talking.
He's too old to be this hungover. This level of hungover could kill someone in his physical condition.
His very, very, very. The thing about somebody like that, he'll live forever.
Yeah.
Whereas me and you, we got things bursting on the inside of us right and left.
And we're trying our best. And he's not trying his best, but he's just going to be chain smoking and drinking till he's 95.
Yeah. So somebody's liver numbers who should be off the chart. This guy.
I know.
Not yours.
Not mine.
Yeah. How are your liver numbers? They coming down?
Yeah, they're coming down.
Okay, good. Yeah. So the talking head, Annabelle, says his big party was horrible. He was flirting, dancing, and he was so drunk, and he pissed me off. So she puts a hot towel on his head and rubs his neck and back. And then we have to see his underwear. And she says his ass is chunky.
She loves that chunky. She's
getting in there with her elbows.
It's like a Florence Nightingale thing. Like, she does like to wait on him, though. I think she likes a project, and she's trying to like clean him.
She likes to take care of him.
She maybe wants a baby. And so he's like a giant baby. And he soon will be wearing diapers, I'm sure.
I wonder if she has children, though.
Well, there's a rumor. Isn't there like a rumor that she has a lot of children and left them? But I don't know if that's true. Someone on Reddit said something.
Well, again,
who knows?
Someone in my family that's almost this exact situation. And this woman did leave her children who were in their 20s. So, I mean, she's 55. She has children in their 20s or 30s. I mean,
Yeah.
So that's fine. Suck it up, children. So, and then she says, even though he's terrible, I still love him. So they're in a talking head together, and she says, your behavior was horrible. And he goes, babe, everybody was drinking and drunk. That's just how we act.
It's the lake.
It's the lake. Didn't you get the memo? Didn't you see the sign? What happens at the lake stays at the lake. It's right here. So she says, you were touching people. And he goes, babe, I was just dancing. I would have danced with you if you would have wanted to dance with me. And she goes, how do you know what you were doing? You were drunk. And he goes, I told you to come hang out, but I want to sit in the dark corner, babe. It's my birthday. People brought moonshine, Jack D. I had to drink it. It's rude, babe.
I had to tell a 22-year-old I'd buy her an island. That's what happens at the lake.
That's how we do. So now they go to church. Now, Annabelle is Roman Catholic. She's very traditional Catholic. And Allison, the daughter, who you talk about somebody who looks terrible. How many days has it been since we saw her? She looks like a different person.
Her hair's all that stripy with the blonde, the bleach blonde on the sides, and then really dark the rest of it. That look that I hate.
She was blonde at the lake party. Yeah. What happened?
I don't know.
So
the lake changes people, Mary Payne.
I was going to say the lake got her.
What happened at the lake did not stay at the lake.
Came right out on Allison's face. So Allison goes to a new age, non-denominational church. When I looked this church up, it said Evangelical. I looked it up.
It also appears to be in a strip mall.
Yes, a lot of these new agey kind of churches are just
in strip malls.
They're just wherever you can find a space.
Yeah.
Think about on Love After Lockup, we have what's his name with what's her name? Oh, Zaria and Troy. And that family's church is also seems to be in a warehouse or whatever. I'd rather go to that church. So it looked fun.
Yeah, I would too.
So and the talking head Annabelle goes, I walked into the church of Shea and it was different. There were. Can you
imagine if it was a church that worshipped Shea and there was a giant statue of Shea instead of Jesus at the front with his beer belly hanging out?
And the background was a green screen of just like the lake.
The lake.
Yeah. She goes, there were folding chairs. There were all sorts of lights. Is this a church or is it a disco?
She did not like the chairs.
In the church, Annabelle is asking, how long is this going to last? She's like rolling her eyes. She's fully falling asleep. She hates it.
She hates it.
For my church going friends out there, like the church I grew up going to, they do like a traditional service and then they do like what I call the interpretive dance service or the rock and roll service. Somebody could walk down the aisle playing a guitar.
No. Like, I mean, are they like the same day or like do you go to the one after another?
Yeah, so you can choose. Like you can choose.
Okay.
I'm always going to choose a traditional service. The church that we go to here that I'm a CEO, Christmas, Easter only. The church that we go to here was George Washington's church. So literally, it's very traditional. It's just the start of America. It's a gorgeous church, and I like the tradition. I don't like a rock and roll service, but lots of young people do, and that's sort of how churches get younger people in. Like it's going to be more modern. This is what Allison likes. No shade. My sister likes the rock and roll church. It's not for me.
Well, I would like to dance and sing. Like, I would like to go to some sort of like Baptist where they like they're dancing in the aisles.
I've got a church for you here. It's called Alfred Street Baptist, and it's one of the first Black Baptist churches in the United States, and it's here in Alexandria, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I would
Nobody
enjoy
speaks
that.
in tongues. It's like dancing and singing. It's great.
Now, the bigger issue here is why does Allison get to decide where the whole family goes to church?
Why
the other sister? Have to go? The other sisters, it's like Allison is the wife. She's like,
yes.
She gets to decide. Also, when they saw each other in the parking lot, she says, I got my drinking buddy back. Allison said that about her dad.
She's like, do you have fun at the lake? I got my drinking buddy back. Yeah.
What the fuck? This is so weird.
Meaning he pays for it, I think.
Yes.
So, in the talking head, Allison says, Annabelle was rude and she has horrible resting bitch face, which I got to agree with her there. Annabelle
she does
have a bad resting
and
bitch
Allison, face. You will too in about 10 years. You're just young right now.
Your face just goes that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the church think about what happens at the lake? There's a lot of
I don't think Shea normally goes to church. I think he goes and sits with Allison and just puts his $10 in the basket and waits for it to
Yeah.
He's like, after this, we're going out for a shrimp basket. Y'all, I don't know about you, but it's been so hot here. And 95 degrees outside feels like 120 degrees inside your pants. Am I right? You can summer-proof your intimate areas with the Tushy Bidet, the instant bathroom upgrade that keeps you healthy and fresh where sweat hits the hardest. Y'all, I am so excited to talk to you about the Tushy Bidet. You don't even know. As listeners to this show know, we talk about bidets on our reality shows a lot. So many of our 90-day fiancés come over to the U.S. and they're stunned that every home does not have a bidet, and all the Americans end up getting one and loving it. I would be willing to bet that most of them are getting a Tushy bidet. I just got one. It was so easy to install. Seriously, it took me 10 minutes, and I'm not a handy person. Remember how easy it was for Rasit to install his new bidet at Mallory's house? He was so excited about his clean butthole, and he wanted her to have a clean butthole too. Now, that's love. Now, Rashid's new bidet looked great in her bathroom, and my new bidet looks great in my bathroom. I am telling you, if you haven't tried a bidet, get on board or get on the bidet. It really does make you feel so clean. And like Jihoon from 90 Day Fiance, your whole family can have a clean anal. Seriously though, 99% of people who wash with Tushy warm water bidets feel cleaner and fresher after going to the bathroom. Tushy e-bidets have a heated seat, adjustable water temperature, and a powerful yet gentle dryer. Tushy bidets easily attach to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. And the e-bidets only require an outlet. And people who have made the switch to Tushy use up to 80% less toilet paper. No more clogged toilets. And that is a big problem in my house, not naming names. But there's no more wasting money on something that does an inferior job of cleaning your Tushy. Every Hello Tushy bidet comes with a 30-day hassle-free return and a 12-month warranty. You literally have nothing to lose. So stay fresh and healthy where the AC can't reach. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code PINKSHADE at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at Hello Tushy, Tushy, HelloTushy.com with the promo code Pink Shade for 10% off. And let me know how you like it. So they walk out to the car and, she's like, what did you pray about? And Shea goes, I prayed for my friends. I got some friends. I got some problems. She's like, you pray for Nicole? He's like, what? No, babe. And Allison goes, did you like the church? And Annabelle says, no, it's not for me. Our religion is different. And Shea goes, well, Allison, maybe you go with us and try the Catholic church. And Allison goes, no, I'm not going to change my church. I like this church. And Allison says, she's talking about Annabelle, who was standing right there.
Yeah.
He goes, she wasn't open-minded and she has a rude face. And Shea says, she's just tired. She woke up from a nap in church. Which was funny. And Allison says, well, you need to tell her. She's literally standing in arm's length
right
from
there.
Her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, you need to tell her facial expressions matter here. We don't walk around looking like we're mad at the world.
Okay, you do, though. I've seen your judgy face many times, Allison.
I don't like this. That's not how we act here. I don't like that. And Annabelle just looks at her and goes, why are you acting like a spoiled brat again?
Mm-hmm.
And Allison says, I don't like how you're trying to come over here and change everything. And Shea goes, okay, Allison, you be nice. And Annabelle, you be more open-minded. Allison goes, she's rolling her eyes at me. I was like, she's right there.
It's like two kids saying, Dad, yes. She's making faces at me.
She's touching me. So, and he goes, okay, now, Annabelle, don't be rolling eyes at her. And she says, you know me, Shea, you know me. So the talking head, Allison says, the longer Annabelle is here, the more shit her attitude gets. It's like she's entitled to everything and making changes for her and her making no changes.
There's no us. Why is there an us? You're not in this relationship.
She left her whole life. That's a pretty big change.
She left her entire family and her life to come here. That's her change. She's done now.
And by the way, she's cleaning your dad's asshole.
Literally. She's earning everything. Let her go to whatever church she wants to. You don't all have to go to church together. It's fine. You live on the same property. You live 5 feet from each other.
And she says, since the day she's landed, it's been something after another. And I don't think she's fit for my dad. And if the wedding was tomorrow, I wouldn't go. Okay, good. Don't go. Get your stank ass attitude. By the way, speaking of clean buttholes, my sponsor this week is Tushy, and I'm very excited. Tushy bidets.
Oh,
yes.
I'm so excited to hear about that.
Okay, let's end with speaking of somebody who.
Are you going to say my family anal so clean?
In the ad, I did say that.
Okay, good.
In the ad, I did say, like Jihoon, your whole family can have a clean anal with the Tushy bidet. I'm killing it on the ads, guys.
You are. Yeah.
We got one. We got a Tushy bidet. Yeah.
On a different note, there was someone who was on this franchise who lived in I wish I knew what country. It was an Asian country, but I cannot. I'm apologetic. I don't remember which one. And their church was like 4 or 5 hours long, and the person from America had to go and hated it.
Okay, it was the Philippines, and it was when they. Okay, it's coming to me. They went, and when they first went, they had to get in the small bed, and they did a pillow wall. She later moved to the States. He had an autistic child. Is it coming to you now? And then he had the brother, and he had the brother, and they were hilarious on Pillow Talk. And then he and the brother like broke up being brothers, and then the brother married a woman and went to the Philippines.
Was it them, really?
Yes, that's who the guy was and the girl. But she moved.
Hazel and
can't remember his name.
Tyreek.
It was Hazel, and it was Hazel because when he first went there, they had to sleep with the pillow wall in the bed at like her Tariq, and I can't remember the brother's name was Dean. Yes, it was Hazel's
and then
church.
Dean ended up moving there.
Mm-hmm. And they quit talking. And
yeah, it was really sad
because it was over like the Pillow Talk money that they were like fighting over.
Yeah. I think it was more like Dean questioned Tariq's choices, and then he ended up doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. They were fighting over that sweet Matt Sharp money. Is what they were fighting.
Well, those gift cards to Walmart are invaluable, except for the dollar amount that is on them. So not really invaluable.
All right, let's talk about Debby and Mido. I saw some post today that was like, yeah, he went back to Egypt. And I'm like, I believe they got married. So that's not correct. So we don't really know what's the truth with these two, but she does not need to marry this man. Like there's not any, I don't care if he's nice to you for 10 minutes. No. So we open with Mido and Debby having a great time. They're kayaking around somebody's neighborhood, not hers. And then she said, is there somebody in your apartment getting ice?
No, sorry. That's a dump truck, like taking the trash out.
I really was like, did somebody just come in and started using your ice maker?
No. And I wish I had an ice maker. I'm not that fancy, Mary Payne. I have little ice trays.
Okay. Okay. So they're kayaking. And the talking head, Debby says, after the Halloween fight, we didn't talk for days. And he blamed everything on me and said my actions will determine if he returns to Egypt. So none of that's a problem. She just glosses right past that and says, but lately we're getting along. And I've decided to take the pressure off and not have any heavy conversations. And that's been the best medicine for this situation. The mood in the house has improved, and it's nice to have someone to come home to that wants to talk to me and is glad to see me, besides my stupid daughter and that dog. Am I right?
I'm sorry. He's glad to see you when you come home?
Didn't seem like that to me.
Footage not found.
Seems pretty depressed that you walked in the door.
Yeah.
She says it's on an upswing, and he has not proposed yet. And I don't know where he stands on getting married, but we're running out of time. I think they're down to like 3 weeks now, right?
Right. But she's taking the pressure off, except the embassy doesn't care. Like there's still a time crunch.
Yeah, there's still a time crunch. And so I don't know why she's so interested in doing this whole wedding thing anyway. But 1 week later, we see Mido.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I just say though, in the kayaks, he was being kind of funny. Like he's being charming. Like I could see he can turn it on for like 5 minutes and then he gets depressed. But he's like trying to paddle away from her and she thinks it's a hilarious joke. And I'm like, no, he's really trying to get away from you.
Whenever he calls her Dee Dee, to me, it sounds like he's like, my Aunt Dee Dee. He's like, it's like he's talking to his aunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 week later, Mido was practicing his acting skills in the mirror, and I wanted to curl up in a ball and die. It was so cringe. God bless. And he does.
He's not.
To be or not to be, this is the problem.
Question.
To be or not to be, this is the problem. He's doing it different
Question.
ways. Yeah.
I know. And with the wrong word. It's a question, not a problem. And I kept going, question. My soul was dying. I felt like Josh. I was like, question.
I know.
Question.
And then he does I'll be back with a wink. I was like, that's not how Schwarzenegger did it. Like, what are you doing?
No.
And he's just
also
posing. Oh, it's awful.
What is the point of doing these? Like, does he think he's going to remake Terminator? You're not going to ever have to say these lines.
Is he trying to work on his English accent by saying
doing
famous lines?
An Austrian man?
Or a Shakespearean play? Which
Shakespearean,
is
British or Belgian? I don't know what.
English, whatever.
Danish.
Was Shakespeare Danish?
No, Hamlet is Denmark.
Okay, come on.
Sorry.
Come on. All right. So the talking head, he says, things with Debby are better. I'm not sure if I'll marry or not, but if I stay here, I don't have any money. So I'm going to have to try and find work in my field of acting. I'm an actor. And today was a big day because I had a big meeting with a big Hollywood agent named Jason. I am a good actor and I deserve the good. Jason is a PA who is at the WeWork down the street, but okay. All right. Sure. Mm-hmm. So we see him talk to Jason, and Jason says, what kind of an actor would you like to be? As any agent would. That's the first thing I would ask you. What kind of an actor would you like to be?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes,
a good one?
A good one? One that
that gets money?
Mm-hmm. He says, an actor like Will Smith, Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Al Pacino, and Brad Pitt.
Well, it's a large range there.
You left out De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
And, so Jason goes, well, you are hot. I mean, you are good looking. Jason just wants to Jason thinks this is a pickup agency. This is all Jason is in it for. I was like, Jason is in the smallest WeWork cubicle that you've ever seen. And Jason does not work God bless that he fell for this. So he says, but you're going to need to take classes and work on your English. And maybe in the future we could work together. Okay. Did I get my Walmart gift card?
Mm-hmm.
Done. So Debby arrives home from work and he goes, hello, Dee Dee. Hello, Aunt Dee Dee.
Mm-hmm.
She says, how was your day? He says, well, I've talked to an agent. It was a good conversation. Was it? She goes,
then why are you looking forlornly across the balcony like you're in Romeo and Juliet?
He says, the man said he will be my agent once I am ready, but I need more English classes and more acting classes. And Debby goes, well, I mean, we have to hold off on the acting classes until we're sure you're going to stay. Now, I think Debby here, number one, she's playing that hand of like, I'm not buying you acting classes, just hundreds of dollars you're going to turn around and leave.
Yeah.
But also she's got a great point. Why am I paying for you to have acting classes if you're just going to leave and use your amazing skills for the Egyptian public, right?
I kind of admire that she is not saying, well, let's make a deal. If you marry me, I will pay for your acting classes. Like, which this whole relationship is transactional anyways.
Yeah.
But she's not doing that. She's saying, no, I'm not going to give you acting classes.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to leave tomorrow. So she says, so how do you feel? And he goes, about what? Now he's sad now because he's
in a mood.
Classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, being here and staying here. And he says, well, it's going better than before, so we will see. And my agent says he thinks Hollywood will be difficult for me. And she goes, what do you mean? He goes, I don't know, but he doesn't know me. I accept the challenge. So Debbie goes, okay, well, so we know what you want to do for your career, but let's focus on something a little closer to home. If we're going to get married, we have to finalize it soon. He goes, really? And she says, yes. And I need to be sure you're here for us and not for anything else. And he goes, you know that. And she goes, well, sometimes I need to hear it. And he just goes, it's dead silence. Not today. You won't hear it
The
today.
bare minimum she's asking, unlike all the other scammers on the show that are willing to go on and on about how much she is prompting him.
Mm-hmm.
Now would be a great time for you to tell me that you are here for me and not for Hollywood. He still can't even say it. Bare minimum.
Mm-mm. She says, I'd like to hear you say it. And he just, boop, dead silent.
And again, I almost admire that he is not putting in the fake lip service. But it makes me not feel sorry for her at all, because
me too.
You're being willfully ignorant at this point.
So the talking head Debbie says, I wish he would be as excited about me as he is about acting. I mean, we have a month until his visa expires, and not once has he mentioned getting married. He needs to show me 100% that he's in, or he can forget about acting classes because he's going back to Egypt. He hasn't even shown you 10% that he's in.
No, 5 and nothing. Also, she should just do nothing and see what happens when the time comes and he overstays his visa and he has to leave. Like, it's not even just her putting this time crunch on. He seems to be ignoring that there is an actual legal time crunch.
I feel like she should say, like I have to do sometimes with my adult children, I have to say, I've given you the information and now it's up to you to make it happen. Like,
yes.
And I think she should say to him, here's the information. It expires on this day. You have to leave the country. So have your ticket booked and ready to go. And I'll take you to the airport, or figure out a way for us to get married. Cause I've now mentioned it for 3 months.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I that just happened with my son, who was 20. Like yesterday, I said, I have given you the information and now you need to fix it. And he's like, tough love. I get it. Okay, mom. Yes.
He gets it. He respects you for it.
He goes, he said, okay, I'll fix it. So she says to him, I'm taking you for a surprise. He goes, okay, Dee Dee, every day I love a surprise. Let's go. And in the car, she's like, I wonder if the weather will be warm for our wedding. You know, it's been quite a cold winter. She's just talking about the weather. He is looking out the window like he's a hostage.
And he hears the word wedding and it's like a Pavlov dog response and he wants to bolt.
He's clawing at the window. So they arrive at this little chapel and she goes, here's the surprise. It's a little chapel. And he does like these huge eyes. He looks so scared.
Terrified.
So they walk in and they meet a lovely lady with a British accent named Rana, who shows them the chapel, which is very small. And she was like, you could have a few people. You could have a full house. Here's like a little reception room. Here's the bridal room. And what do you think? And they both go, Debbie goes, I think it looks great. What do you think? And Mido goes, And Debbie says, we don't need a big place because it's only going to be my daughter and my son as witnesses. Then why do you need to do all this? You could do it at your apartment.
Yeah.
So
or the courthouse.
Or the courthouse, but I think they can't go in the courthouse. So maybe they have to do this for production.
Because they can't film there. Yeah.
So, and the talking head Mido says, Debbie is pushing me and putting the pressure on me. And I don't like it.
It's not just her. It's America.
It's the government.
You knew the terms.
Yes.
And you're running out because you're taking acting classes.
So Rana says, I'll leave you two alone to chat. So she walks out and Debbie goes, what? She's trying so hard to put on this, like, if I act happy, perhaps he'll act happy too.
Also, how exhausting must that be to have to do? And it's like, even when she looks at him, she's like, isn't it great? And he's like, it's fine. And she does this laugh in front of the hostess. She's like, it's fine. He's just a cranky teenager. It's fine. You know, like you're covering to cover up for your partner's behavior.
Bad behavior. Yes. And I think she's embarrassed, but he's not acting as awful as he did like to her friends.
Right.
But she knows that it's just like Rasit, got to keep him in the house if he's going to act like an asshole. So she says, what do you think? And he goes, shrugs his shoulders. She goes, too much. And he does, shrugs his shoulders again. She says, are you overwhelmed? Use your words. Use your words. And he says, I think it's a lot. And she goes, okay, what do you mean by that? Use your words. And he says, we need to talk. And she goes, okay. And he says, I think it's time for me to return back home. And she goes, are you kidding? What's going on? And he just goes silent as he does. And she goes, you need to talk now. You can't just shut up after saying that. And then he says, what I think is the truth. He says, I can't find myself here. And I think that's probably the most honest he's been.
Yeah.
Like, this is not for me.
I think he thought he was going to be discovered the second his feet landed, and that Hollywood was the same as New Orleans. And he was going to get an agent and he was going to be a star. And Debby would be like his assistant.
Yeah. Like, this is my beard, my wife.
Yeah. Yes. I was trying to think of the word, but a beard assistant. Yeah.
Yes. So she's like, what? So she storms out, like, don't follow me to production. But of course, they're following her. And then she collapses on the ground, dramatically crying.
Yeah. Also, don't do that. New Orleans is filthy.
Don't get on the ground. Yeah, I think she had on white pants.
Yeah.
Next time on, Mallory tries on wedding dresses. And she says, I don't even know if there'll be a wedding. Rosh and I have a lot to work on. And then they talk. And I have to assume this is about the children thing.
Children. Yeah. They do a match sharp fake out because the friend goes cheating. And they're, no. When does she have time to cheat? She's watching him all the time.
She's got 2 jobs.
She works from home. 2
jobs at home. We've got all those dogs. So Paula hangs out with Thomas's stepmom, whose name I cannot remember. It's like Rennie?
Farm lady.
And they talk about the history with his mother. And the stepmom says, I raised him when he was in the darkest place of his life. His mother left him. And it's a dagger to my heart to see him want to reconnect with his mom. So now we're getting somewhere with the story.
Yeah. Also, that has nothing to do with Paula. That's not her fault. That you're just blaming her because she took a picture posted on social media.
I think Paula wasn't aware of the story, and this lady's here to tell her. Yeah. Really, the problem is with Thomas. Thomas should have said to Paula, "Don't post anything. My stepmom would be so upset." Yeah. Ashia says, "My family is flying in. 2 days notice. They're coming to Africa because it's really close to Alabama." And she surprises them and goes, well, guess what? Tomorrow we're getting married. And they're all like, huh? They seem to be at a beautiful seaside area.
Yeah. So the god brother did not tell them. That's why they were going.
Surely he did. And surely these tickets were booked 2 weeks before. But we have to suspend disbelief here, Kimberly.
Right. Yeah. I'm new here. Sorry.
Catie's mom tells Josh that to get into heaven, he needs to accept Jesus as his Lord and Savior.
Oh, boy.
And Catie goes, wait, so if he doesn't, and then what if I go to heaven and then he goes to hell? What happens? I mean, hypothetically, then you won't be together. I mean,
hypothetically, you think you're going to heaven, Catie?
Catie, look inward.
Have you seen your footage from this season?
We see Marissa try on a wedding dress, and she says she wonders if she's making the right decision. And then later, in a scenic New York state of mind, she tells Edward that she's questioning if they are the right fit to get married, and he storms off. Are you fucking kidding me?
I would too. I can't.
I think maybe this is what it's going to take, him to get pissed at her and storm off, for her to be like, wait. I do love him. I do want him. Why am I such a bitch? Yeah.
Yes. Because she has all the upper hand in the relationship. He needs to get some upper hand by threatening to go back.
He does. Okay. Now, if you guys aren't on Pink Shade Prime, then you don't know about this new song that I have. That we take a little jog. We're going to Kimberly's Corner. Woohoo! Going to Kimberly's Corner, guys. So Kimberly's going to tell us. And here we are. We're at Kimberly's Corner. She's going to tell us what happened this last 6 weeks that she hasn't been here on 90 Day Diaries. Literally give us the highlights.
Okay. So Courtney and Philip, are we interested? Just give me a yay or nay for each couple. Are we interested in Courtney and Philip?
I think this could be said in 2 sentences.
Okay, well, the best part is they live outside of a turtle sanctuary, and every day they sit in lawn chairs with binoculars and watch the turtles having sex.
How did I miss that? All I got from their segment, which was a couple of weeks ago, was she wants to get drunk at her wedding and he wants a dry, like 3:00 wedding.
Yeah, he wants to go to Aruba and she wants like a wedding there, but he's already been married before. And then they're watching the turtles and she goes, "Is this going to be like our wedding night?" And he goes, "I think so." And the turtles are like doing a doggy style. So
Philip, he's a dynamic
horn
character.
dog.
Yeah.
Other important parts of their story is that he does the laundry now because she lost her laundry privileges in the house because she put a detergent pod in the dryer and almost set the house on fire. Which I didn't know it would do that.
I didn't either.
They live down the street from her parents in the retirement community. So she has moved from one home where she didn't have to do anything to another home where she doesn't have to do anything.
Listen, man, she's no dummy because he's going to die and she's still going to be barely 50 and she'll just start all over again with another 80-year-old.
Absolutely. Living the dream. So they reach some sort of compromise on the wedding. So we'll see what happens. Kenny and Armando, it's before all this poor thing happened with Hannah. Yeah, thank God that Armando got to Arizona. That's so stressful.
They did a 3-part update today where of course they both cried a lot and said that Hannah's doing much better and she's going to have to stay in Phoenix for the time being to do scans and things, but that Armando's visa runs out on Sunday.
Oh my God.
He can only be there for a few more days and they're trying to work with the government to let him stay as long as she needs quarantine.
God.
Okay. Stressful.
Horrible. So he's going for his second interview because he got denied the first time because of the TB scare, but now he gets denied again and they don't know what it is. He says that the interviewer seemed to be questioning their age difference because it's a large age difference, but they don't know. And he feels
like
really
7 years. I mean,
it's insane. And he feels really guilty because he knows Kenny wants to go be with his family in the United States. But Kenny says, "No, wherever you are is my home." Yeah. So, and they're not going to give up. Ty-Ray. Okay. Ty-Ray's getting his steps in. He's lost a lot of weight loss surgery. And now he's very self-conscious about his bald spot. It's been thinning, especially since when he turned 20, it started thinning, but now it's worse after surgery. Some people lose a lot of hair. Yeah. So he's going to Atlanta for hair transplant surgery from California. No idea why. It doesn't appear to be a sponsorship because they never show the building or the name of the doctor or anything. So really? I was thinking, did Chantel hook him up with someplace? I do not know why he's going to Atlanta.
That's weird.
Yeah. And he has to pick out his hairline and they take the hair from the back of your head. Ronnie on Watch What Crappens always says they take it from your pubes, but
no, they take it from the back of your head.
I think they take it from the back of your head. If you have it.
My cousin had it done. Yeah.
It just looked good.
Yeah. It was years and years ago before, I don't know, but I mean, my understanding is it's extremely painful and you're like, you have to be awake the entire time.
You're awake. Yeah. But he does great. And then he does a joke where he's like, "I'm going to show you my new hair." And he comes out and he's wearing like a long wig as a joke. And he's like, "I'm going to be the next Fabio." He's adorable. Honestly, he's so cute. Okay. Big Ed. Just kidding. I'm not talking about Big Ed because once again, he is pursuing a woman a third of his age and way better than him. It's horrible. He wears a costume. It's just horrible. He goes to visit Jamal and Kim. That was the only part that was bearable. Elise in her cross boob top.
Always.
who has been proposed to 5 times, engaged 3 times, never married. So in a week, she's flying to Australia. Her parents are going to be on a world cruise, and they're happening to be in Australia at that same time. So they're going to meet Joshua. And she goes to meet her friend. And for some reason, the friend is wearing long sleeves and long leggings, and Elise is wearing a bikini. And they sit on a boat in a dock, and they just sit on top of the boat.
The friend is like, no skin cancer for me, girl. Yeah.
Exactly. Also, Elise needs to stop selling those like detox teas and stuff like that and pretending like she's naturally thin, and it's annoying. And
she just said a million times she's never worked out a day in her life.
Yeah, there's other stuff that she's doing though that I feel like is not great, and she's
we don't know, allegedly.
We don't know. So the next day she says, I was talking to Joshua about getting married and having kids. We had a great conversation last night. All of a sudden, he turns his location off.
That's his trick. He loves to do that.
He loves that. He lied and said that his phone broke and he wasn't turning his location off. She said, but I can see when I'm chatting with him, I guess they were on video chat, she could see his phone. And I guess he held up his phone, or she can virtually see his phone, like she's hacked into his phone. Unsure. She sees messages from girls somehow on his phone.
Okay.
And she asks to see the messages, and he hangs up. And then she gets a DM from a stranger saying, I saw Josh out last night and he seemed to go home with someone. And I'm only telling you because you're a queen. And so she ends things with Josh, and she's not going to Australia again. So she goes to hang out with her friend, and they do those shaky things, you know, where you shake and you spin.
Plate.
And and she's like, I need to stop ignoring these red flags, and I need to do better. And I'm not going to put up with the losers, the cheaters, the poor guys. And she says, so guys, if you're watching this, hit me up. And if you're international, even better, so I can get back on this franchise.
And Josh is all 3, a cheater, a loser, and a poor guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a roller coaster. Kim, it's Valentine's Day. She's video chatting Wayne, and it says Wayne, Kim's love interest, because, you know, he won't say boyfriend. And that's so,
right.
So it says love interest. They decide she's going back to England to visit. That's all that happened there. Gabe, love Gabe. I love him and his sister on Pillow Talk. They're very cute. He's living in Colombia, but he's currently visiting Florida, and he has to talk to his sister. He says he's still married to Isabel, but and he hasn't talked to her in 1.5 years. But he now has a girlfriend, Cora, that he met in Colombia, whose face is blurred. And he's nervous to reach out to Isabel for a divorce because she can make things difficult. And his sister says, well, Cora's going to think you're just scared of Isabel, and that's why you're not getting divorced. And he says, I am. So they make a $300 bet on if he's actually going to pursue the divorce. And so he goes back to Colombia. He's moving to Medellin to be closer to Cora and to be farther away from Isabel, because he's terrified every time he leaves his apartment that he's going to run into her. Terrified. He should be scared he's going to run into Nutella.
Oh, God.
Madeleine.
Yes.
So his place is like a tiny studio, and instead of a refrigerator, he has a trash can with a plastic bag and ice that he keeps meat in because he has no fridge. It's a tiny apartment. So he video chats with the lawyer. He's very worried Isabel will want alimony, but the lawyer says, well, she has a job and it would be hard for her to prove she needs the money from you because you haven't been giving her money and it's been a while. I don't think a judge would approve it. So Gabe is relieved. And he's very just funny. He's like, maybe I can finally get a fridge. And he's just, he should be on the other way because he's adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Have him on the other way with Cora. Unblur her face. Let's see it. Elizabeth and Andre, they were on last night. I hate them. It all feels very fake.
It feels so fake. I loved seeing Robert and Annie in their natural element because they're funny, but I didn't need the crossover of Elizabeth and Andre pretending like they're all best friends. No.
The only real part was Elizabeth talking about how much she misses Chuck. Like that was real.
About her dad.
This whole she wants a new baby now, and she's going to spring it on Andre, and Andre thinks their family is complete.
And then she's like, and I'll just have a baby with somebody else.
There are a lot of other men out there. And he's like, you'll get artificially inseminated. And she's like, no. And he's like, you know what you're saying? And she's like, yes. And I was like, this is fake.
Yeah, get out of here. And they're on the internet all the time talking to how much they like hated TLC and everything fake. And get out of here. We don't need you
so they do a crossover where he's going to buy a car from Robert, who owns Big Daddy Autos, because he has like 17 children, never forget.
Yeah.
And it seems to be operated out of some sort of storage unit. It's like it's literally like a storage facility, and you roll up the door and he has cars inside, and then that's his showroom.
Yeah. It was sketch. Yeah.
But good for him. I mean, he used to be an Uber driver. Maybe so good for him. And they just bond over children. I don't know. And Robert tells Andre, you're acting like the baby would come out of your urethra. Just give her a baby. I was like, okay.
He knew urethra. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He knew a body part. Chloe. I was excited to see Chloe. Her hair looks so much better. Chloe and Johnny.
She looked great.
Yeah. Her hair it's a lot better without that bleach blonde.
It is.
So she's in Boston. She is best friends with Cariana, who she met in Aruba, but who is also from Massachusetts.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the girl that like was driving like Alanis to come see her because she was also married to the guy.
No, I think it's one of the girls she hung out with at the bar in Aruba.
I think too.
But Chloe still lives with her mom. Her mom is like her whole world. And she meets with Cariana, tells her that Johnny is having a baby with his ex, but he's still texting her saying like, why won't you text me back? What are you out there doing? Are you out there with other men? Well, you're having a baby.
Yeah.
So then she starts crying because her mom is moving to Florida, and Chloe's decided to stay in Boston for her friends and family that live there and her life there. She's going to live on her own in an apartment for the first time. And her mom and her go to a spa where she gets a mermaid facial where they inject salmon sperm into your face.
I think they do like microneedling on your face, and they put the salmon sperm on top of it so it goes in. Yeah.
And Chloe says, compared to what I did with Johnny, putting fish sperm on my face is not even one of the most questionable decisions I've ever made. Oh, that was funny.
I've never had anybody sit in the room with me while I get a facial. And also she just had her clothes on. They didn't even like drape a towel across. I was like, what kind of a facial place is this?
I know. So her mom encourages her to heal from Johnny before she starts dating. I don't know, unless they're calling for single life, then she should do it. She could be good on single life.
I think she is going to be on single life, actually.
Really? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So she shows her family her new apartment, including her dad and her brother, who I don't think we've ever met before. And
they were not thrilled to be there.
No. Chloe's like, how does electricity get paid? Like, how do you get electricity? How often do you pay? And what happens if I forget to pay it? Does it get turned off? Do you get a warning? And the brother goes, when you get the bill in the mail to pay, that's your warning. And she's like, how do they know that I live here? Do I have to tell someone that I'm moving? And they're like, yes, you do. But this is what people have to learn in their 20s. They don't teach you this in school.
This is the exact conversation that I'm having with my son about the new house that they're moving into. I said, I read the contract that I signed to vouch for you for this house. It's just a gross, house that's 4 bedrooms, 4 guys living there, whatever. It's passed down from frat member to frat member.
Yes.
But I still had to sign the contract, pay the deposit, all the things you do when you rent a place. And I've told him, I go, the contract says utilities are not included. And they're like, oh, so how do we do that? I go, I have now told you this information. And I told it to the other mothers. And the other mothers have told their sons, and now it's up to the 4 of you boys to contact the people that lived there before to find out how to switch it over. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he asked me about it like 2 days ago. He goes, what are we supposed to be doing about those utilities? I said, I've given you the information and it is now up to you.
It's in your hands, or you're going to be sitting with flashlights.
I said, I hope that we're not the first people moving in where there's no power.
Yeah.
So hopefully somebody moves in before you and figures it out. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get on it. I'm going to text the guys. I was like,
good.
Okay, good.
Let's see.
That's the same thing. You have to learn it.
You have to learn it, and they should teach you it in school, but they don't. There should be a class about all of this. So, Ashley and Manuel, their last couple, and this is just very frustrating and very sad. And he's obnoxious, and I know you love him, but
he is funny. But I think he doesn't like her new
body.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
He wants her to be like she was, so he could feel like maybe he's hotter than her.
Yeah. Or he just likes a thicker woman, and now has muscles in her arms.
All over, man. She's muscular.
Yeah. So she says she sets up a meditation to ask a spirit or tarot or something, like what she has a skull and a cauldron from like Hot Topic, and because she's a witch, and she's like, what do I do about my relationship? But Manuel is like beeping something in the other room. There's like a fire smoke detector going off, and she's like screaming. She does some tarot. Recently, she tells us they got into a huge fight over this trip to Ecuador to visit his children and his family. It was supposed to be for Christmas, but the tickets were $2,500 if they were to be there at Christmas. She was paying for the tickets, and she said we could save like over $1,000 if we go a little bit later after Christmas. And he said no. And she said, yes, because I'm paying. And he said, then just cancel the whole trip, and threw a toddler fit.
Right.
Even though his children are there. But he was mad.
It's way cheaper to fly on Christmas than if you try to go like on the 23rd and then fly back on the 26th. So, I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah. So she meets with her mom and her sisters to tell them about the fight. And she tells them that now they are going to Miami. And because she already had time off from witching. What does she do for a job?
I don't know if she has a regular job, but I know she's got like a business where she helps people get fit and also read their tarot cards. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So she already had the time off. She didn't want to be in New York because it's freezing. So she got them cheap tickets for Florida. And she says, I pay the bills. I spoil him. He came here with a backpack and gave up his whole life. And I felt so guilty about it that I started spoiling him once he got here. And I created a monster. He's now super entitled to everything. And he works construction, but she seems to still pay for everything. And she says, we barely have sex now. And the sister goes, they used to get it in. And the mom goes, oh, I know. And I was like, we all know, because we all remember what happened in that cafe bathroom. Never forget. So she feels like this trip is make it or break it, or maybe they can hold out until they get cast on Last Resort.
Good call.
So they go to Florida and to get sun and tacos. And he says, my blood is salsa. And I thought that was kind of funny. But she's treating them boat rides, parasailing, food, everything. And she says, do you appreciate everything I do for you? And he says, yes, ma'am. But he doesn't. And then she wants to talk about the relationship. She says, do you blame me for us not going to Ecuador? And he says, yes. And she says, you have not seen your children for 3 years, but you wouldn't go on this trip because it wasn't the way you wanted to do it on Christmas. And he says, Americans don't understand how important Christmas is for us. And she could spend the money on the tickets if she wanted to, but she'd rather spend it on stupid stuff like her hair and the gym.
But that's not stupid to her.
That's not stupid to her. And it's her money. Mm-hmm. So she says, you take me for granted and I spoil you. And he says, you don't help me with anything. And she says, starts calling him a crybaby, and he's mocking her. And she says, I hate him. I'm done. Enough is enough. So they go back to New York, and she sits him down on the couch, sets up the camera, and says, I'm tired of putting everything into this relationship and getting nothing in return. I want a divorce. And he says, you're giving up, of course. And she's like, it's not, I've been trying. And he walks away.
Again, last resort.
Last resort.
Yeah. I think that's a good call. And I do think Chloe will be on Single Life. So I think these are, and I think Tyree will be on Single Life.
Yeah.
And we've heard Larissa is on Single Life.
That I'm excited to see. And I'm excited for Tyree too. So next time Emma and her friends and her sister, they're all talking about how she dated Rob and her sister tells her don't sleep with a guy that you barely know. And she goes, that's just me though.
It's just like Shea. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Vea. Is that Vea, who is now with the dog walker.
Yeah.
And he proposes to her.
Yeah. Did you follow her online there for a while? It got weird. It got real weird.
She is strange. She grew up in a cult.
It got real culty, real blood of Jesus, real speaking in tongues, real weird, real quick. She had a brain tumor and then she didn't. And it got real weird real quick. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can't wait. And then Corey and Evelyn fucking again, we're never done with Corey, who is he and Russ should go off to Dudsville because neither of them pop. They're just both duds. And
you're right.
They don't deserve the women that they have.
But I have a question because this preview showed them getting kicked out of an apartment because he only paid for 1 week's rent. But it looked like they were like in Ecuador. It did not look like they were in Seattle or wherever his family is.
I assumed they were still in Seattle, but she had insisted they move to an apartment and not with the mom. But I don't know.
It looked very airy and light and had surfboards behind him.
Yeah. So maybe they went back. But regardless, he's fucked up again. He has forgotten to pay the second week of rent and they are being kicked out in like 5 minutes. And it's like, pack your go bag, go. And she's like, she starts crying and she says, I just want someone to take care of me for once. Mm-hmm. Like, he's so irresponsible. Like, it's like having a child. He's like,
I don't know about that.
He just fucks up everything.
Where they were running that like bar and Airbnb or whatever.
I know.
Maybe it wasn't successful.
No, Lord. Well, yeah, I don't know.
But you're right. He and Russ could go off to Dudsville Island together.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, thank you for listening. This is a very long episode. We appreciate you. It's a very long show. It's a 2-hour show. And then we have to recap it. And then we got to do Kimberly's Corner. It's a lot.
Well, we don't have to. If people don't want it, I don't have to do it. But I do enjoy it.
People love Kimberly's Corner.
Oh, okay.
And I hope everybody likes the theme music that I stole off of YouTube.
I love the theme music.
So we'll see if YouTube dings me for it. I didn't pay for it. Just kidding, YouTube. I paid for it. Everybody let me know how you feel about my Perfectly Snug ad. And we'll also let you know I have an interview coming up this week with Paula of Paula and Thomas.
No way.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I cannot wait to hear about the miniatures. I cannot wait to hear about his allergy attacks.
Yes.
And the couch situation.
Yes. All of it. Uh-huh. She reached out to me and said, I would like to come on your show. And I said, well, I'd love to have you. Let me talk to TLC. I can't do a behind the scenes deal. I got to go through my people.
Yeah.
Don't want to mess anything up.
No, don't want to piss anybody off.
No.
Okay. Have we said anything bad about her? No. We've only said bad things about him.
Right.
So we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
I don't think she's listening. Everybody make sure you're following Kimberly and Catie. That's A Date with K and K on YouTube. And that is A Date with Dateline, but at Dateline on your social medias.
Yes.
Follow me,
you got
please, at Pink Shade Pod. Let me know what you think about my cringy ad. And
it is tongue in cheek.
It's funny. And then let me know if you're going to get a Perfectly Snug. Use code Pink Shade. Yeah. Or a tissue bidet.
Ooh.
It all ties together. We're menopausal, we're hot, and we need to have
our
clean
butts
anal.
itchy.
Yes, all of those things. Okay. Thank you. Bye.